There was another thing that came to our attention, which is this whole Dominion voting system versus Fox News lawsuit is unfolding. I think the trial starts on Monday. So they're doing jury selection as we speak, which is kind of wild. Some of the texts that have already come out and exchanges that have already come out just could not be more damning for Fox News about the fact that, and this is what's relevant legally, they knew that what they were peddling was bullshit. And they knew Sidney Powell was crazy. They knew this was all nonsense. And yet, for ratings, profit, clout, whatever, they continued to push these claims that they knew were complete lies and nonsense. Well, there was a new piece of this that MSNBC got their hands on, which is extraordinary. Leaked audio of a conversation between a Trump campaign official and a Fox News producer, wherein you will hear the Trump campaign official admit that they know there are no problems with the Dominion voting machines. Take a listen to this.
Are any of the machines, I know it was on War Room the other day with Steve Bannon, have any of the machines been looked at? He had said that one was looked at in Georgia.
I'd have to check on that in terms of Georgia. I know during the audit they did check on those machines. They're really, if we can just go off the record for 1 sec here.
Yeah, sure, of course. I don't want us to say it if it's not. That's why we're checking.
I think they have looked at the machines. When the Secretary of State did its audit, there was a fair bit of looking at the machines. The audit came in pretty darn close to what the machine count was with the receipts. So, I don't know the outcome of those, but our understanding, again, this is with the Secretary of State's office, was that there weren't any physical issues with machines on those inspections.
Again, that was on December 5th, 2020. Trump campaign officials saying there weren't any physical issues with Dominion voting machines.
No inconsistencies. I also love how he's like, I have to go off the record to just admit the truth that there were no problems with these machines.
What I'm amazed with is the fact that when you hear stuff like this, you're reminded that real life politics is a lot more like Game of Thrones than you think it is. Like the way these people are acting is Machiavellian, conniving. They know they're lying, but they continue to do it anyway. They all whisper the truth behind the scenes. You know what, Crystal, these are educated people. If you're in the top echelon of the Trump campaign, if you are a Republican senator, though I probably have 100% ideological disagreement with these people, these are educated people. Ted Cruz is Ivy League educated. You're telling me he doesn't know that Donald Trump didn't win the election when Joe Biden won the popular vote by 7 million votes? You're telling me he doesn't understand that? Now, this is a guy, by the way, Trump called him in the wake of all, the election loss and trying to figure out a path forward. He called in Ted Cruz and asked him, hey, would you defend me in the Supreme Court, saying I won the election? And you know what Ted Cruz said? It would be my honor, sir.
Oh.
This is a guy, he knew 100%. This is bullshit. It is not true. Trump didn't win. And by the way, yeah, I will do this. What does that tell you about these people? They are the grossest, careerist. I mean, literally all this is, Crystal, is this.
Yeah.
Well, where's my insane base going? Let me follow them because that's the only viable path.
Yeah.
And you have people like Tucker Carlson also proving this. Tucker knows it's all bullshit. He called Trump a demonic force.
Right.
He basically said, I hate this guy with a burning passion. Yeah. And then he's out on his show coddling his ball sack.
Just this week. Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
None of these people are honest actors. And that's what drives me crazy because as somebody who talks politics, and I am an honest actor, to bring back Game of Thrones again, I make the same mistake Ned Stark makes, where I project my values onto others.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm telling the truth, I'm being honest here. I'm just going to take you at face value when you say, no, don't.
Yeah.
They're lying. They know they're lying.
There's a few things that I think really come out in the text, which are just embarrassing on every level for Fox, which is initially there's this impulse coming from Rupert Murdoch and others that's like, all right, we got to convince people that Joe Biden actually won. And then very quickly, they see the ratings completely tank. They see Newsmax and One America News Network gaining all this following, and they panic. And they're like, all right, well, guess we got to do what we got to do and, sell the nonsense. And that's what's legally relevant here, because they have to prove actual malice, which is that you knew it was wrong and you did it anyway. But it's also embarrassing because it shows how impotent they are. There's a new piece out from Gabriel Sherman in Vanity Fair that goes deep dive into like Rupert Murdoch and the family and this whole succession drama and all of this. And there's this one part where he reports that before the 2020 election, Murdoch hosted DeSantis and his wife at one of his vineyard or whatever, and told him before 2020 was even done that he and Fox News, the organization, would back him for president in 2024. How is that going? How is the base swayed?
At best,
did they lead their little noses in the right direction? No, and it just shows you like whatever the hold they used to have over the Republican base, they don't have it anymore. They don't have it anymore. And I think that's a reflection of like a different media landscape. They helped to build up Trump, who was ultimately like the monster that ate them in a lot of regards.
The Frankenstein story.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what happened here.
Yeah. So, and just to give some more information, these are things that I covered earlier in the week. There was reporting from Mediaite that Bret Baier had created an entire special debunking claim for claim all of the rigged election nonsense Trump was spewing.
Yeah.
The executive producers didn't even hear out Bret Baier or run the special or give him an answer. Bret Baier asked them like, hey, can I, I made this special. Let's run this special. Radio silence in response.
Wow.
So in other words, they were presented on a silver platter, a golden opportunity. You can even cover your ass here legally from any issues in the future by saying, hey, we just presented both sides. That would have been good enough for them to get away without any legal liability.
Potentially.
Right?
Yeah.
And nope, they didn't do it. And the other thing is another admission of guilt. There's reporting from the Law and Crime outlet that so one of the linchpins of one of the conspiracy theories, remember the kookiest conspiracy theory by Sidney Powell was that, and I'm not kidding about this, Hugo Chavez was helping to swing the election for Joe. But they didn't even say Maduro. They said Hugo Chavez, who's dead, by the way. Show you how insane these people are, right? They said the Dominion people are working with Hugo Chavez and the Venezuelan government to flip it to, because Maduro, dead Hugo Chavez. If there's one thing they love, it's corporate Democrats. They're not going to try to coup us at all. We promise. Yeah, like okay, sure, they're working together like this. Yeah, Joe Biden is a secret Venezuelan-style communist. Like, what are we talking about here? Well, anyway, one of the people who was like the linchpin of that conspiracy theory sued. He was like, this is insane defamation. I have no idea what any of you guys are talking about. I'm not affiliated with this in any way, shape, or form. You're dragging my name through the mud. He was, his name was posted all over the place or whatever. So he sued. We just learned Fox News settled with him out of court.
Yeah.
So you know what that means for the people who might not understand this legal terminology is he got paid probably millions and millions of dollars, which is an admission of, we know we fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
We know we fucked up.
And Fox News is trying to do like First Amendment, free speech. And it's like, to a point. But when you know you're lying and night after night you put it out, like that's a different deal. Now, I will say with regard to like this businessman and Fox News, since he was not a public person, he's not held like they don't have that higher standard of actual malice. So the legal landscape is a bit different. And I'm certainly not a lawyer, but from what I've read, Fox is in real trouble in this trial. The judge just sanctioned them because they were hiding evidence in the discovery process that then the lawyers got their hands on. Some of it might have actually been this audio that we just got to listen to. They weirdly lied about Rupert Murdoch's technical title and role within Fox News because they were trying to protect him. So they wanted to make it seem like he was very uninvolved in like the day-to-day decision-making at Fox News. So yeah, this is going to be a fascinating one to watch unfold. And there's a real possibility that Tucker or Sean Hannity or Maria Bartiromo or Lou Dobbs or all these people are actually forced to testify at this trial. Yeah, that's true. And I look forward to that. I had one more point, but it escaped me. So I guess we can move on. Well, let's talk to our guest then. All right, very excited to be joined by Norman Finkelstein. He has authored a new book called I'll Burn That Bridge When I Get to It, Heretical Thoughts on Identity Politics, Cancel Culture, and Academic Freedom. Let's get to it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.